What's good, everybody? I go by Q10, host of this podcast, the One Flame Podcast. Stay tuned. What's going on? This is Q10 with the One Flame Podcast, and this episode is going to be kind of fun. This is one of the buzzwords you've been hearing the past few years that I don't think a lot of people really understand, but the Metaverse and what that really means and what the difference is about the Metaverse versus the internet and what it can actually do and what it can't do. There was a book that I read, or audio book, called The Metaverse, and it really broke down a lot of stuff of the history of where that concept came from and where we're currently at with it and where we're going with it. And I feel like this kind of covered it too, just a real quick version of it, but I definitely encourage everybody to go out and do some research on the Metaverse and what that really entails, because there's a lot of things that are coming down the line that are not affecting us just yet, but when you talk about the new economy and ways to build wealth and everything like that, this is something that, again, I'm always going to say that we need to pay attention to. And it's cool to just think about, because when you see movies like Ready Player One, conceptually, that's what you're talking about. So it's just one of those things that to me is really dope to even fathom and figure out how I can get in where I fit in. You know what I mean? So as always, like, comment, share. Let's conversate about it. And let me know what I should do next. Enjoy the show.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're diving into your sources to tackle a term that's everywhere but still feels a bit mysterious: the Metaverse. Is it just hype, or is it, genuinely the next evolution of how we connect online?
Yeah, our goal today is really to cut through that noise, give you a clear, fact-led look at what the Metaverse actually is, and maybe more importantly, what it could mean for how you might live, work, and play down the line.
Okay, great. So let's start with the basics then. Your sources describe the Metaverse. It's less of a single destination, right? More like a huge network.
Exactly, an expansive network of interconnected digital spaces. It's definitely not just one game. Think of it as this whole ecosystem where you can connect, create, collaborate, all in real time, using personalized digital avatars.
Like moving seamlessly between different kinds of virtual places.
Precisely. Imagine going from maybe your favorite game to a virtual classroom, to maybe a concert with friends, all while kind of keeping your digital identity.
Okay, and what's this about persistence? That sounds key.
It really is.
Yes.
What's insightful in these sources is how they stress that this virtual world, it continues to exist and evolve even when you log off. That's a major difference.
Oh, okay.
And the term itself, it's not even new. Coined way back in '92 by Neil Stephenson in Snow Crash.
Wow, 92.
Yeah, and even early platforms like Second Life back in 2003, they're seen as kind of initial attempts, because they had these persistent 3D worlds and social stuff.
That persistence really does sound revolutionary. So, okay, what's actually powering all this? What are the core technologies making this digital reality happen?
Well, it's not just one thing. The Metaverse is really a synergistic creation, right? Built on a whole confluence of advanced tech, virtual reality, VR, and augmented reality, AR. Those are the primary gateways. They enable what folks are calling spatial computing.
Spatial computing.
Yeah.
So interacting in 3D space.
Exactly. Rather than just on a flat screen. Think you've putting on a MetaQuest headset for that full immersion, or maybe how Pokemon Go overlays digital things onto your actual surroundings using AR.
Right. So it's not just looking at a screen, but feeling like you're inside it, or it's interacting with your real room. That feels like a huge shift.
It is. And your personalized avatars, they're your digital self.
Yeah.
Right. Expressing who you are in these spaces.
Yeah, okay.
And crucially, there's blockchain technology and non-fungible tokens, NFTs. They're really critical for digital ownership.
Right, proving you own things.
Yeah, giving you verifiable proof you own virtual land or art or maybe in-game items, and you can potentially transfer them across different platforms.
Interesting.
Then you've got artificial intelligence, AI, making these worlds dynamic. Think smart non-player characters, maybe even real-time language translation.
Wow.
And finally, there are the Web3 principles. Things like user control, decentralization, so less power for big companies, more for individuals, and open source development. It's this idea of moving from just read-write on the web to read-write-own.
Okay, read, write, own. So connecting all these pieces, how is this fundamentally different from the internet we're all using right now?
Yeah, it's more than just an upgrade. It's presented as a real paradigm shift. While you primarily visit the current internet browsing screens, the metaverse is designed as a space you actually inhabit.
Yeah, inhabit.
Yeah. Think of the difference between looking at a photo of a park versus, like, being in that park, maybe even feeling a virtual breeze. It's about deeper immersion.
Okay, I see.
Plus that true persistence we talked about, where the world evolves even when you're gone, like a virtual building you make. It stays there for others. And critically, it's about that true digital ownership, where you control your assets, ideally, not the platforms.
Right. This isn't just theory then. Where are we actually seeing the metaverse or elements of it changing things already?
Oh, definitely. The gaming industry has been a huge launchpad. Platforms like Roblox, Fortnite, they've evolved into these social hubs, right? Hosting virtual concerts with artists like Travis Scott, huge events.
Yeah, I've heard about those.
And for commerce, well, we're seeing virtual real estate deals on platforms like Decentraland. Even big luxury brands, Gucci, Nike, they're selling digital fashion as NFTs.
Digital fashion, so you can dress up your avatar.
Exactly. You can try on digital clothes.
Yeah.
And socially, it's just opening up new ways to connect with people globally in these really immersive virtual gatherings.
It sounds like an incredible leap forward, potentially. But like any new frontier, this must come with some complex challenges, ethical questions.
Absolutely. That's a major theme in the sources. How do we ensure this digital future is, safe and equitable?
Right.
There are significant concerns around privacy and data security. I mean, when you're in these super immersive environments, a vast amount of user data is being collected, sometimes even sensitive biometrics like eye tracking.
Wow, eye tracking. Yeah, that's personal.
It is. And then there's digital identity itself. Avatars offer amazing self-expression, sure, but anonymity can sometimes fuel negative stuff, like cyberbullying, or even lead to people kind of escaping into the digital world too much.
That's a really important point. And it also makes me think about who even gets to participate. Is this accessible to everyone, or are we looking at a new kind of digital divide?
Exactly. That's a major hurdle discussed. Accessibility, equity. Not everyone has the high-speed internet or the, frankly, expensive hardware needed right now. So there's this real tension, between how fast the tech is moving and the critical need to build it thoughtfully with ethical rules and inclusive access baked in from the start.
So the metaverse, it clearly represents a potentially profound shift in how we might live, work, interact, the potential for global connection, new kinds of opportunities. It feels almost limitless.
It does. But its future, as the sources emphasize, it really hinges not just on the next tech breakthrough, but crucially on everyone involved, developers, policymakers, and you, the users, collaborating to set up strong ethical standards, transparent governance, and truly inclusive access.
So a lot to think about. As these digital worlds continue to take shape, the question really becomes, how will you choose to define your presence within them?